Chelsea store, Jason. You just need to go buy every single Chelsea hat in the store.
Yes. I will definitely do that. I really did tell Kristen, I was like, I'm probably about to go on like a little buying spree for Chelsea stuff. So
spin that paper, baby. Oh man. You ready to get into this, Jason? You ready to do this?
I am.
Do this thing. Do this podcast. Word to your mother. You just give me the go ahead, and I'll give you the go ahead thing too. Something I don't know.
Sorry, my Davide, my office mate, we've become pretty good friends, and so he's in California right now, like looking at the redwoods and all that. So he's been sending me pictures. So he called that's who called while we were talking.
Oh.
So I told him we were doing the podcast, and then and he was like, "Oh, well, we'll just call again on Wednesday." So I'll talk to him on Wednesday. So I think he forgives me. I don't know the word forgive in Italian yet, but
you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
You ready? All right.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know we were recording.
Cold open, baby.
Everybody knows my friend Davide is in California now.
Yeah. But hey, at least you didn't dox Davide. I mean, that's the main thing.
Yeah, I hope I didn't. Yeah. Davide, love you, man. Welcome to the pod.
Shout out, Davide. Anyway, yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the Red, White, and the Blues podcast. Obviously, you know that Jason and me are not recording this on Wednesday night now.
I don't even know why you let me do the podcast with you, dude. I had no idea that we were recording.
That was the whole point, because you said, hey, last episode you were like, hey, we should just hit record, and then we should just go. And that's what I did. And
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm just trying to use your idea, man. That's what you told me to do.
I love it. I'm really just talking about it because I'm an idiot. So.
Oh, man. Yeah. So we are back for another episode of the Red, White, and the Blues podcast. I'm Daniel, and that is my main. I got to point the other way this episode, because last time I pointed that way because
that's because this is on a different day.
And it's a different day, so different side of the screen.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, that's my main Berchacho Nacho over there. Jason, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. I'm liking that you're wearing a new shirt on this different day.
I know. Wearing my old school Christian Pulisic telling shushing the Mexicans. Shh. Yeah. It's actually one of my favorite shirts I have. Shout out Pulisic. I'm going to eventually, Jason knows that I have this shirt. I'm going to wear my Rob McElhenney shirt on here one night.
Yeah.
For an episode.
You should, actually. In honor of Wrexham getting promoted.
Yeah. Do we play Wrexham this summer?
Yeah, we do.
We do. Okay, I will break it out for the Wrexham Chelsea review match. Whenever we review the Chelsea Wrexham match, I'll wear my Rob McElhenney shirt.
Yeah. I am unashamedly a Wrexham bandwagon fan. I don't care.
100%.
Yeah.
100% Wrexham bandwagon fan.
I love Welcome to Wrexham. I think that I recommend that sports doc to people who don't like soccer because it just shows what soccer means to a community.
Yes.
And I am 1,000% on board. I want Wrexham in the Premier League, man.
The new season's about to start too.
Nice.
So, but they have officially been promoted, so they're going up. Spoilers.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Well deserved.
If you want to watch the documentary, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoilers if you aren't keeping up with it in real time. Right. Like that we are talking about actual events happening in real time.
Seriously.
That's where sports documentaries get weird, is that they're a season behind, essentially. So
no, this actually will carry them, because they did the first half of this season was the first half of this last season.
Oh, okay.
They're actually, I think, still recording for the last episodes of this season right now.
Yeah.
Up until the end, and then by the time this season finishes, they will actually be in line with it won't finish too much apart. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely a lot better, like the way they laid it out. Like I was
Yeah.
confused.
But still
why
have
they
to, you have to say spoilers for current
Yeah.
events.
Right.
Like, that's
right.
weird.
It is weird. It is weird. But yeah, shout out to Rob and Ryan. Y'all doing amazing things at Wrexham. Todd Bowley and company, y'all can learn a lot from them because they understand what it means to actually invest in the community into a football club. Yeah, learn from those guys. They're doing it right.
Yeah.
Y'all are doing it wrong. Let's just put it that way.
Ron Reynolds to be our owner.
This guy would not hesitate to be on board with that. I mean,
Would be pretty amazing.
It would be pretty amazing. I don't think, I think, honestly, I don't think it would work because obviously we're blue, Deadpool's red, Wrexham's, you sort of get them.
Right. I
whatever.
get it. I get it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to have Batman. So,
yeah.
But
we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah. I don't know. Why was I blanking on who played Batman last? Not Robert Pat. Who played him in the Christopher Nolan movies, Jason?
Christian Bell.
Thank you, Christian Bell. I don't think
our best friend of the pod. No, I'm just kidding. Christian Bell's not a friend of the pod.
Nope. I wish he was a friend of the pod and give us some clout more than anything.
We don't have any friends of the pod yet that are like uber famous.
But if anybody is out there a celebrity and you're listening, we would love for you to come on here.
If you're a Chelsea fan, Will Ferrell, come on.
Olivia Rodrigo. Oh.
Yeah. She's better than Will Ferrell.
Oh, man. All right. So we teased it. We said it was coming. This is the episode entitled, Does Chelsea Have a Mudryk Problem? And this is stemming from, we like to give out this week. I really, honestly, I think just because of the way the Aston Villa match happened, there wasn't a lot of like dumbass tweets this week or dumbass Reddit posts. So I thought everybody was, we were all just we were all united in the fact that we hated the refereeing from the Aston Villa match and all this stuff. So anyway, the question it stems from Frank LeBouf. I'm going to quote the great Frank LeBouf.
Wow.
I love Frank LeBouf. So this was his quote on Mudryk after the match. He seems to have no clue how football can be played together with all his teammates. Like the best quote ever.
I can just hear him saying it too. I haven't heard him say that, but I can hear his voice saying it.
Yeah, I can hear it too. Frank LeBouf, you are a legend, sir. Kudos to you. Fantastic quote, man. Fantastic quote. But yeah, so I mean, let's just sort of, I guess, just talk about it. 'Cause I know Mudryk is a very divisive player on the Chelsea, and amongst like the social media, on the X and the Twitter, or X and Twitter, same thing. Reddit. He's very controversial in the sense that, you either want, I don't want to say people don't want Mudryk to do good, but, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people did give him a chance at the beginning when he came in.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people now are just sort of like, maybe this guy doesn't have it. Like, maybe he's just really fast and that's all he can do.
Yeah. So what, like, how are we defining the Mudryk problem?
I guess, like, where does he fit in Chelsea now? Like, so he started a couple games. I mean, and I think you brought it up. I think this was last episode, where you said you would rather have Sterling in there than Mudryk at this point, which is a big leap for you personally, I know, because this is a very pro-hate Sterling podcast. We sort of have been out waving our "we hate Raheem Sterling" flags, but he hasn't since he was signed, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted the most important part of what you just said.
I just want to give credit where credit's due. He's got a good ass, but
he's also supposedly a phenomenal human being. So I'll just say that
give him that
about Sterling as well.
On the football pitch, however, no bueno. Don't like Sterling. Don't want him.
Yeah.
But to the point, Mudryk has been so bad. Jason's now reconsidering wanting Sterling to start over Mudryk again.
Yeah.
And I think I'm with you. Like, I don't know what Mudryk adds. Like, Sterling doesn't add much either, but he does get lucky at least every few matches.
Yeah.
Mudryk just doesn't get lucky and he just runs around a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, his stats are not good. He started 14 matches in the Premier League this year, played in 27, 4 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not good.
I just don't. I don't know. And we always talk about it on here too. The eye test. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How many games has he played in this season?
He's played in 27 games.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Only started 14.
I mean, that's nothing to sniff at.
Yes, I mean he's essentially. I mean the majority.
He's been in the majority of the season. Yeah.
Right. I don't know what's like. Where do you stand on Mudryk right now, currently? As this season continues to unfold,
I would also add to my. I'd rather Sterling be our left winger. I'd also add Mark Cucurella. I'd rather him play left winger.
What about Chilwell?
Mudryk.
What about Chilwell?
I'd rather Chilwell up there. Sure.
Wow, that's the depths that we have sunk into now. That we
at least Chilwell can cross the damn ball.
True, Chilwell can cross the ball. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying they're all great crosses. I'm just saying one might stick if
it's like
Chilwell
Sterling
wasn't
gets
so
lucky
bad.
every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I had to remind myself of Mudryk's transfer fee. I kind of, not gonna lie, forgotten that we were kind of in like a little bit of a battle with Arsenal to get him.
Mm-hmm.
We signed him last January.
Yep.
So did he play last year?
Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. He played.
That's
he
how
played
forgettable he is, man.
Yeah, because I think his first match was he came on as a sub against Arsenal last year.
Yeah, he played 15 games last year. And 2 in the Champions League. He didn't score any goals there. Yeah, man, he's kind of an interesting player. He doesn't really I don't know. He doesn't really give you any confidence. He doesn't seem like people have been talking about his footballing IQ.
Yeah.
I tend to agree. Like there are just some players that go out there. I mean, like I know Cole Palmer's kind of fallen off a little bit since he had his hat trick. But man, did you see like the almost goal that he had towards the end of the game?
Yeah.
Towards the end of the Villa game, where he brings the ball down,
mm-hmm.
and like just the way he can think about a game. Like even if he's not. I mean, Arsenal did a good job of. I think people have Palmer's number at this point, and he's finding it hard to get involved in the games. But man, like you can just see him think about it. Like you can just see him think ahead. And I gotta agree, man. Mudryk just doesn't. Mudryk relies on his speed, and he relies on like going down that wing. Mudryk's literally the guy that you're like, hey, if you got to kick it out left, like just kick it long, kick it hard, and Mudryk might get there.
Yeah, Mudryk.
And then he's not going to do that much with the ball after he gets it. So, and that's the problem. Like he just doesn't have the creativity, and I do feel bad for him because I think management comes into play a lot here. Like he just has not been coached.
No, yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people say that, and a lot of commentators say that, and I echo it. Like, he has not been coached well. And I don't think you could say Potts is coaching players well at the moment.
No.
And, I mean, even little things like, I say little, but no designated penalty taker, not hiring a set-piece coach for a while. Like,
we still haven't hired one, technically. He's on garden leave at his other club,
Jesus.
so we still don't have one. technically.
So I mean that kind of thing, man. Like,
Yeah.
and then you imagine like somebody like Mudryk who has played second fiddle to Sterling all season. I know he's been in 27 games, but he hasn't started 27 games. And Sterling going out at the right time for him is helping him get into the games. But like even in the Villa game, I don't know how he's not that involved in the game.
No.
So, like, because he's not an outlet. He genuinely just is not an outlet down the left. We would rather not go down the left and go down the right and do Madueke.
Yeah,
Palmer's over there.
Yeah.
You feed it to Nico over the top or through the right. So he just isn't. He just isn't somebody that you bring in here. The real problem is how much we paid for him.
Yeah.
And this is the problem for the entire squad.
Yeah.
And kudos to Mudryk, who is like I think Frank LaBeouf even said this in some of his commentary. I didn't hear the quote that you said, which is a like absolute peach of a quote. But Frank LaBeouf did say, and I do think you got to give credit to like any Ukrainian player right now, like for being able to just go out there and do your job while your country's being ripped apart.
That's true.
Or like at least is in war. So, like, I mean, you got to give him credit for that. But man, is he like, if we're just talking on the pitch, like that mental fortitude is not like
it's
exhibiting itself in any sort of football play. Like he doesn't have any style. He doesn't have any IQ. He doesn't have like that many skills. Like other than speed.
He's got cool butterfly tattoos, though.
He does have cool butterflies. And I do like that we call him Misha, because I just think that sounds cool. Yeah. But other than that, Mudryk is not an outlet that you bring to the left. And like even somebody like Chilwell, even somebody like Cucurella, which is a joke mostly in this case. But even somebody like Sterling is recognized as a player who has been in the league for a while, who has done well in the league under the right coach and with the right team. I don't think this is the right coach or the right team for Sterling. I'll say the same thing for Mudryk. This is not the right coach and the right team for Mudryk. And the biggest issue with him is his price tag. We paid £90 million for him, which is $109
No, it wasn't
million.
90. It was like 60. And it was like,
are you sure?
Sky
Sports, 88.5 million.
I thought that was with add-ons, though. I thought it was like, I could have sworn it was in the 60s.
I mean, you might be right, but still, like, even those add-ons. Oh, yeah, you're right. 62 up front, 30 million in add-ons.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought it was like, but he ain't hitting any of them add-on bonuses, Jason. Let's be real about that. So we're fine. We're clear.
So we only paid 60. So anyway, maybe not the big of a problem.
Your point though, 60 million for what he has produced is still way overpaid. And this is my backing you up in this. My stat that I'm going to bring in to back you up is Arsenal paid 20 million for Trossard, who they got instead of Mudryk when we got Mudryk. And Trossard is a hell of a lot better than Mudryk, had Premier League experience, and played for Brighton on top of that. So you think our board would have wanted him, but no, they wanted the 60 million pound Ukrainian.
It does bring up a good point though about the board, because there's been a few signings where they have they pip a team for another player. So Lavia, Liverpool, Mudryk, Arsenal.
Yep.
Like, do they think that I don't know. That could be a side conversation, but like, do they think they're winning over the fans by trying to like overpay for players that a rival team would want? I don't know. It's interesting.
Like the Mudryk one, I don't know, but the Lavia one, I still 100% stand by. That was a spiteful buy. There was no. Is Lavia a good player? Yes. Will he be good for us? Time will tell. Is Lavia a real person? I still don't know yet. Still not convinced. All of that stuff to be said. That was a spiteful buy. Like, there was no way you ever convinced me that they weren't just like, screw you, Liverpool, for driving the price up and can say that we're going to go buy Lavia now.
Right.
Like, I don't, and at that point in time, you're just being stupid. You're
Right.
just being dumb. So, whatever. They can do, it's their money. They're venture capitalists. Whatever. I don't care. But, yeah, I don't know. I just don't, I think your point about him not being coached well is a very good one. Because I do think if he would have went to Arsenal, he'd have better numbers. Just because Arteta's a lot better coach than Poch is. And
Arteta's got a system that Mudryk can
does.
slot into that he can. Mudryk's one of those players that has a role, that needs to know the role, that needs to know what he needs to do in the role. Like Poch has been very, I don't know.
We don't know what Poch is doing, Jason. We have no earthly clue.
Yeah.
No.
He's been very lax.
It's not a system. I don't know.
Well, and there is, I was watching somebody talk about this, and I don't get all these ideas from myself because I'm not that smart, but like they were talking about like the downside of like a patterned system, like somebody like Conte, right? Like who is like, hey, when this person's here, pass the ball there. When they make this run, you pass the ball there. You know, like there is a benefit to that system where it's like, oh, okay, well, when this happens, I know somebody will be where I want to pass the ball. The downside to that system is that's a rigorous training thing, and there's no creativity in it. Because it's just, it is what it is. When this happens, you do this. A to B. And in Poch's system, like he has experimented over the course of the season with letting multiple players run free, you know. And the problem with Mudryk, and this is just me hypothesizing, and somebody with a better footballing brain can tell me whether I'm right or wrong, but like he is not creative player. So like he would need a more rigorous system, I think. Where he would need to kind of know his role, unless you had a manager that could coach him into being flexible or could help him grow in terms of footballing knowledge. It doesn't appear that Poch has been able to do that with him.
Or anyone else on the squad for that matter. But,
I mean, yeah. So, and like we do have some players that are playing well under Poch, and I don't know. I don't know where the dichotomy is. It doesn't, like the team as a whole is not playing well under Poch. So I don't know.
But
I don't know if Mudryk would be better in a system where he doesn't have like as free flowing of a role, because I do feel like our top line is very flexible in their movements and where they want to be on the pitch. So,
but if you think about it, one of his best games this season, I think it was one of our cup games. I don't remember which one, but Poch played him in the mid at the cam at the 10.
Yeah.
And it was one of his best games of the year. And that's sort of more of a free flowing position in the way Poch plays.
Yeah.
It's not rigorous, but I do get your point. Like he does seem like more of a structured player, but in a structure benefits somebody. Like I don't know if anything would benefit Mudryk because though of his low footballing IQ that he seems to have.
Right.
So I don't if you put him in a structure, maybe it's too overwhelming for him. And if you let him just run around like a chicken with his head cut off, it's like you said, he's not creative enough though. Like to do that. So you're going to have to coach him up in that area for sure.
Yeah.
And I think we both agree Poch is incapable of that. But you did say something interesting in there that I wanted to ask. So you said there are several players that are playing well. Who are these sort of standout players for Chelsea this season? Like who are these players that you are alluding to, Jason, that you're being so mysterious about?
We've talked about them. I would say Gusto for sure.
Yeah.
Is been like the stalwart defender that has grown into a role at Chelsea where he has some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Then I would say Nico is growing into his role, even though Nico's getting a lot of shit right now. And I do not agree with it. I think he is underperforming. It doesn't mean that I don't think that. But like I think that he is doing pretty well.
Dude, for his first year in the Premier League, he has shown great potential, I think, is
Yeah,
the way that I think we can
for
saw
sure.
Nico up.
Yeah, I would say lately Caicedo has been
Yes.
upping his game. Like Caicedo has really grown into the season,
Mm-hmm.
and like over the past several games, it's been easier to see it,
Yeah.
especially as Gallagher plays in the pivot with him.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a player who started out really well and then fell off after you jinxed him.
Yep.
Because you wrote a letter about you wrote an apology letter to him. So sorry about that.
Sorry, Connor.
Gallagher. Yeah.
But he is sort of
He's coming
these
back.
last few he's coming back, and it's because he's switched. I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, anyway, continue.
And then I would say the most obvious
Yeah.
player, the most successful player on the pitch is Palmer.
Yeah, for sure.
But I would also say that is 4 players out of
Where would you
a rotation of 17 at this
52
point.
players that we have at Cobham right
Yeah.
now that train every day. Where would you rate Madueke? Because I feel like he's sort of like he's better than Mudryk. I think everybody agrees on that. But I still feel like he's a very controversial player.
Well,
he's very split.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up his stats because he wasn't playing for a while.
Yeah,
in the
he
season,
was not
right?
playing. Yeah,
so
he has definitely not played as many like minutes and stuff as Mudryk has this year.
He's played 18 games, and I really feel like over the last 5 games, he featured 82nd minute, 70 or 82 minutes, 72 minutes, 79 minutes, 79 minutes. He played the full 90 against Villa. Before that, and Poch is just such a dick because he supposedly like at the Man U game subbed him in for 1 minute. He came in as like a sub for 28 minutes in Burnley. 4 minutes against Leicester, and then none, and let me keep going. So then he was
hurt
61
at some point, I think.
Yeah,
like early on in the season.
So it's just now that he's really starting to feature consistently because I'm looking back at the thing, and yeah, he barely played from like August through, I would say, November. Oh, most of December. And he really only started coming in as a sub. And then started 1 game against Luton, it looks like. And then would come in as a sub for several games, and then started the last Villa game. Came in as a sub for a couple games, started the Villa game. Okay, Poch really likes playing Madueke at Villa.
Apparently.
And then was just a super sub. And then now, in the last 5 games, has started. So, like, consistently over the course of the season, Madueke has been, like, not consistently played. So, yeah. I would say over the course of the last 5 games, because you and I were excited when he got in. Like, when he started getting back in over the course of the last month-ish or so. And this game really, the last Villa game, or the last game against Villa, I think really showed what Madueke is capable of at one end of the pitch and what he is very incapable of at the other end of the pitch.
100%.
And he's not very good at tracking back, but I think he has a lot of fight going forward. And to me, that's a little bit of a problem, especially if, and I think we saw this against Villa too, like Poch is really starting to like be able to depend on a semblance of a press. Because you see them kind of half-heartedly press over the course of the season. And now I think we're finding like more success with the press. And like, I don't know, maybe it's taken all season to get them up to speed on such a thing. But again, I don't know why it's taking Poch so long to implement tactics. And I don't know. And then that could be blamed on our medical team. So I don't know, man. Like,
yeah.
I think Madueke is great going forward, and I really worry about him. I worry about who's behind him on the right.
Yeah. Because, I mean, right now we have a center back playing right back. So, for the foreseeable future, doesn't Reese, maybe he gets some minutes toward the end of the year because they try to get him tuned up for the Euros. I'll pray that they don't.
Right.
I haven't heard anything about Gusto's injury. I don't think he's even back in training yet. So, he's probably out.
Yeah.
But your point with Madueke about not getting tracking back is very good. I think a lot of fans soured on him after the whole PK incident, and then there was also a clip of him after the FA Cup. Thiago Silva's in the foreground crying, and Madueke's in the background laughing with another player.
Yeah.
So I think that he took a lot of heat for those moments. I'm not like 100% sold on him. I like some of the things he brings to the table. Like I like the fact that he can. He's one of the few players on our team that actually I have confidence when they're taking on a defender 1-on-1 that he can get by him. Probably the only other person is Cole Palmer. Outside of them two, I really don't have confidence in anybody going 1-on-1 with a defender outside of those two guys.
Madueke is 22 years old, man. Like, Silva has 17 years on the kid.
He does. And he is young. And so that's why I'm not harping on that as much as, like, Twitter. It's like, I mean, like, there's a lot of people on X that want him sold because of his attitude.
The penalty thing didn't bother me at all. Like, genuinely, like, I don't even think about that penalty thing. Like, people that are letting that, like, bother them, I think need to get over it. Because it's one of those things where you can look at it two ways. Like, you can look at it as, wow, what a dick. Or you can look at it as, wow, our players have a lot of fight and they want to do it. And I think there's some nuance in that, and you've got to take their age into account, and you've got to take Poch's environment that he's created into account.
It's Poch,
and I just, that does not bother me. Like the thing that I love about that situation is Gallagher came in and stepped up and did what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And Palmer slotted it home. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, this would be a way different conversation if Palmer hadn't have made that. Like, it's just one of those things. Like everybody eventually did what they needed to do. I mean, if you watch at the end of the Villa game, Madueke's going after that ref, man. Like, he's the one that's over there, like, telling them to go away. Palmer's trying to go after the refs too, and the coach.
I think Palmer's trying to shake the refs' hands. Maybe sarcastic. I think he was simply trying to shake. I didn't read it that way, but I read it as Palmer was trying to shake the refs' hands, and the coach, because he had his hand out,
and the coach was
like kept pushing away, and Palmer kept trying to put his hand. Yeah. I think he was looking at the coach like, "Dude, you're a dumbass. I'm literally just trying to shake his hand." Like, I know he screwed up,
I love that.
but that's how I took it, because Palmer is all class and a gentleman. We should not. He is a 100% nerd. He is not going to cause any.
He uses his brain.
That's right. He is a nerd. He's a little Harry Potter wizard. You know.
Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah, I wasn't reading that at the time just because I was watching the rest of the players trying to go after the refs. But you know, I wouldn't put it past Palmer actually doing that. So
look, I think if it's proven that you screwed a team over, like, you have to go back to that team and you have to, like, issue a formal apology in front of the entire team. Like, I screwed you guys. I apologize humbly. And then the team gets to select one person from their side to punch you square in the face.
Dude, we wouldn't have any refs, man. They're a bunch of
all these refs are like black eyes.
God, man.
The matches. Yeah. We are I try not, like, I do, like, because I have a daughter that plays, and I've learned throughout the years that these refs take a lot of abuse, especially at the freaking U10 and U11 and U12. Like, it's crazy. These refs, they put up with a lot at that level. I feel like when you're a professional ref, you sort of reach a echelon where we're allowed to be a little more scrutinizing, a little more vicious towards you, if you will. So I don't have as much sympathy.
I also think VAR is creating a situation where they can't be good at their jobs. Sorry.
True. Valid point. But Madueke, I'm interested to see him next season. I don't, like, that's the thing. We keep talking about buying a wing. I don't know what the hell. I'm not looking for Jason. This is, you know me. I love the transfer market. I love making Jason uncomfortable on this podcast. He's been listening for the last 2 years and during the transfer market, and I make him uncomfortable every year because we have to have transfer roundups at the end of every episode during the transfer market. And Jason cringes and loathes it and hates it, and I love it.
It's true.
And this year I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just not. I'm not looking forward to it.
Thank the football gods.
We're still going to have transfer roundups, Jason. Don't. I'm still an X. I'm gonna read all this stuff.
What's insane though, man, is like, I mean, and I think I have a valid reason to hate the transfer market, especially over the last 2 seasons, where Bowley and Co have totally effed it up, and it's such a tragedy and such a state of our club that we still, and I think that this is like, if you're building a team, like, you always got to dip in, like you always got to have a plan for how things are going to go in a season, and I think that means buying strategically for future seasons. So, like, I think the transfer market is the tool that lets you build the things that you want. It's not I'm going to go buy a Corvette or what I think is a Corvette. It's disguised as a Corvette, but it's a broken down jalopy of some sort. Which is what I think we've done. Like, we've overpaid for a lot of these players, and now we're still in a situation where we're talking about we're dead in the water on left wing. We have no great goalkeeper, and we have an entire back line that we've got to, like, anybody else. I think we can do
right back. Right back.
Outside of right back.
Maybe Cole.
But Fofana and Colwill, if they come back, if they come back healthy, Cucurella is a good bench player.
Yeah, he's a good role player. I'm so torn on Cucurella, but it's thought experiment.
Understandable.
Who would you rather? If you could only keep one, who do you sell? Chilwell.
I already know.
Cucurella.
I'm selling Chilwell. I already know it.
I'm selling Chilwell too. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, Cucurella, like, at least can be depended on in certain situations, outside of the fact that he scores own goals, and he probably is a little responsible for that own goal. But but at the same time, like, Chilwell literally brings nothing to the table. I mean, the dude was fine until he got injured, and man, he just hasn't been the same. And I would rather have Chilwell than Mudryk. Bringing it back full circle at left wing, which is insanity. I know I'm insane.
You're not insane. The board's insane because they freaking shipped off our best left back / left winger to freaking Dortmund, and he's over there having a freaking hell of a second half of the season. But no, pure profit.
Right. But it's a situation they've created for themselves where they are 700 million net in the hole. Everybody talks about 1 billion, but man, did we have a mass exodus. I looked at the 2021 Champions League team just like the other day. Not a single player that's still there. Like, outside of Reese.
Chalobah.
And Chalobah. But did Chalobah start?
No.
Exactly.
Reese and Silva.
Yes. Yeah. And Silva, but Silva hasn't really been even starting this season.
No. Correct. I think those are the legit only 3 players left on the roster from that team. And
that's what I mean. Like, no starters right now that are still left.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I saw that. Did you see, like, the picture where all the other people were, like, blacked out? And said they had, like, that's the one I saw too. I saw.
Dude, this is crazy, man. Like, Werner, Mount, Havertz, Chilwell, Jorginho, Conte, James, Rudiger, Silva, Aspie, Mendy. So technically 3.
Yeah.
With Chilwell, Silva, and James. But they're not starting. James
really
has been
haven't
hurt.
played
Silva.
that much this year. Like, none of those people have.
Yeah, and then all the other players we sold last year. So or like the transfer window before. So it's like they've put themselves here. Like, we had a 2021 Champions League winning side with a Champions League winning coach. And they sold him, and then there's a mass exodus from the team, and they rebuilt it with $1 billion worth of transfers for a bunch of 20-year-olds with 8-year contracts, and they gave a 6-year contract to an unproven coach who didn't even have, like, that great of a season with Brighton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or
that
the
was
14th level of Swedish football, or wherever he came from.
That's not talked about enough. The ridiculous contract that they gave to Potter, not talked about enough.
That's insane. They are insane. Like,
you're like,
I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah. We gave it to him to show that we were backing him. No, you don't ever do that in football. You give them what you did in Potts. They gave Potts a 1.5-year contract or 2-year contract, something like that.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. You want to give somebody a 3-year contract, I'm okay with that. 6 years?
Or 2-year with an option like they did with Potts.
There you go, 2 years with an option. Like, unless their name is Pep Guardiola, they don't get a 6-year contract. Sorry. If Pep walks through the door, Pep gets what Pep wants. Pep wants 20 years. Pep gets 20 years. But there ain't no Pep walking through my doors right now. So Graham Potter ain't the next coming of Pep. But yeah, I'm with you. They have set us back years, and it only took them 2 years to do it. But people have to remember, these bastards are here to make money. And they're going to do it in 10 years, and they're going to sell us. And just pray that we get a good owners next time around, and this doesn't happen again. Because who knows if we'll even be in the Premier League in 10 years from now. I'm not sure.
Dude, let me ask you a hypothetical.
Okay, hypothetical, Jason.
If we hire Pep
for
this coming season, we do the same thing. We hire him. He has a full preseason with us, and we dip our toes into the transfer market a little bit, but we sell who we think we're going to sell, and we don't bring in who we think we're not going to bring in. Like just imagine next season with Pep, with mostly this team. How many years do you think it takes Pep? And then you got to add another caveat. Pep actually has a say in the process because he's Pep.
I was going to say, does Pep have a say in the process, or is he just handed players?
He has a say in the process. How many years do you think it takes Pep to build a top 4 side?
Oh, a top 4 side, 2 years.
2.
He might not fit. He would push top 4 next year.
Yeah,
I guarantee he'd finish top 4 his second year.
Okay, so we are still behind 2 years with one of the best coaches in the world.
Oh, well, that's at that point. Jason, why'd you make me do that? That wasn't a fun ending to your question.
I was gonna say 3.
I don't see it, man. If he had 2 summer transfer windows, and got his players, some of the players he wanted, I think he could do it in 2.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But we would still be then 3 years away from winning the league.
Yeah, fair.
With the best coach in the world, with a say in the process, getting to bring in players he wanted. Where do we think we're going to go with Poch?
Jason,
you know what I mean?
This is the most depressing thought experiment I've ever done in my life.
But it puts us
so damn true.
If we don't think we can do it with Pep for 2 to 3 years to win the league at least.
Yeah. Wow.
Then that puts us in a spot of realism. I think that most of the Chelsea, because we said it, you and I talked about this a couple episodes ago or last episode. We still mentally think we're Chelsea. And we are a shell of Chelsea. We're like Chelsea B team that just has to be A team right now. We're not Chelsea. We're not the Chelsea everybody's used to. We are really, really far off from that Chelsea. I don't know if I'm convinced, as they say, I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen enough of Poch. But if we got the best coach in the world, we're still 2 years off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Pep won the league with 2 transfer windows and a remnant of this team in 2 years.
He could.
I think he could too. I think 3 is absolutely. I think he could. So we're still 2 to 3 years off with the best coach in the world that can take a group of young players and mold them into the men that he's molded City into and build something around them. But yeah, man, I just don't I don't think many Chelsea fans are actually looking at this team realistically. We're not the Chelsea of old. We are literally a starter club to me right now. In my mind.
Well, that's all we are. We're a club that's going to sell players. That's what we've become. If people have, like you said, I think people aren't realizing that yet. We've said it on this podcast since last summer, since they started buying all the youth. This is what we're doing now. becoming a club. We're changing our model to a club that is trying to be profitable and not win championships and just make money.
Yeah.
Which, when you look at who bought us, makes complete sense because they're venture capitalists. What did venture capitalists do? They bring something in their portfolio and then they flip it. Like that's
Right.
the name of their game. Like the fact that we sold to a venture capitalist firm just blows my mind.
Yeah. It's
Blows
wild.
my mind. It's so crazy.
And I think to bring it back around to, do we have a Mudryk problem? I think, yeah, absolutely. Because Mudryk represents like all the systemic things that have caused us to be in the situation that we're in now. Like his entire, like, I mean, really, like, think of the left line.
Yeah.
Think of why Mudryk is starting right now. Think of the situation we're in, and think of how much it cost us to get there. Like, Mudryk represents all of that.
Wow.
In a metaphorical way,
yeah.
having to start him and buying a player who hasn't really done anything, and over the course of the thing has proved our scouting very wrong on him.
Yep. I mean, that's the thing that, I mean, our scouts have gotten like 2-3 people right. Like, I mean, you got Gusto for sure.
Yeah.
I think we're both still high on Nico.
Yeah, I am.
None of the defenders.
No.
Goalkeeper, I wouldn't say they haven't got it right. None of those are like great.
No.
Caicedo, I think you can say is good. But the interesting thing is, if Caicedo is good, what does that make Enzo?
Yeah.
Because Enzo hasn't been great. Like, he's been very mid, but it's because he's next to Caicedo. I don't know. Like, they didn't buy these two players thinking about putting them. It's just a whole,
right.
You get into whole other issues with that. So, yeah. Anyway. So what we have determined, or Jason has, is that yes, Chelsea has a Mudryk problem, but it is a greater representation of the systemic problems that have infested the club that we formerly called Chelsea.
Wow, that was like a great summation.
So yeah, I guess we need to predict the Tottenham match for this weekend.
Can I say a couple of things before we do that?
Dude, say whatever the hell you want to say, man. It's a free country. America.
We haven't talked about this enough, but man, did our women's team get screwed as well.
Oh yeah, we can talk about the women's team getting screwed. Let's talk about that.
I mean, I don't want to talk about the whole thing, but man, did they get screwed. Like, the state of officiating there was appalling.
What did you see? They zoomed in on the ref after she made the call, and she, like, smirked and smiled.
She's smirking.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
They wanted Barca in the finals. Like, Barca
yeah,
is
it's atrocious.
Women. It's disgusting, man.
It's atrocious. I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. You finish.
Oh, I was going to say, in fairness, Chelsea's future coach could beat them in the finals. Because our coach for next year is the lady from Lyon.
Yeah,
she's so.
I hope she does.
I hope she does.
And then I was gonna say, if you haven't watched Thiago Silva's farewell video,
oh God,
it wasn't a goodbye video though. He's gonna see us again.
It was not. Like I did want to speak on the Thiago Silva goodbye video because if you are an emotional person and you cry, you might not want to watch it because there will be tears shed.
Gosh, man,
it was so sad. But the funny thing is, how much of a stark contrast is that to Mason Mount's farewell video?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
One actually cared about the club and was only here for 4 years, gave his heart and soul to the club, wants to come back to the club. The other one had been here for 18 years and could give two tits less about the club.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, it's crazy. You're talking about two people, and like throw Havertz in there, right? Like you're talking about three guys. One of them scored the winner in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about 3 starters on the Champions League team, and I only really consider one of them a Chelsea legend, essentially.
Yep, for sure.
Like, that's kind of a weird thought experiment, too. Maybe one day we can pick it apart. But,
Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, just the raw emotion that Silva said. And he's like, "Look, my wife loves it here. My kids are in the academy,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he's like, look, I want to come back here and be involved in the club later." Like, and then you think about Aspie's farewell video too. He was crying in his farewell video. You talk about Cesc,
yeah,
Fabregas, who always speaks highly of, like, and then you just have Mason Mount, who was supposed to be Chelsea through and through, and this academy boy, and just
yeah.
literally doesn't give two shits about the
I
club.
mean, he's Lampard's son.
For God's sakes.
Silva's sons aren't the only ones playing for Chelsea.
That's
Even
right.
Lampard's son's playing for Chelsea.
That's right. That was
Anyway,
one of the best running jokes ever. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
I just wanted to throw those out there before we moved on fully.
That's fair. I meant to bring up the Silva thing. Thank you for bringing that up, Jason. I really did. And we talked about we meant to bring the women's thing up in the first and
Yeah, we missed an opportunity there. Yeah,
Tuesday's episode, because we were talking about the bar and everything. But it is what that yellow card, so weak. Like they got I can't remember who it was. He got sent off.
I mean, we're yellow carding follow throughs, man. Like how are two players supposed to go for the ball? I don't understand. Her foot wasn't even high, man. Like, she literally is just going for the ball. She just happens to step down on the other player's foot. Like, and our player got the ball. So I don't know.
It is.
It's ridiculous.
But onwards and upwards we go. At least the women can still win the Super League. I know I do feel like Emma Hayes will be back one day. I honestly do. I feel like she will be back as the Chelsea women's coach, and she will come back with a vengeance, and she will win the Champions League for the women at some point in time. Although, screw the U.S. women's soccer team for taking her from us. Screw those. Screw y'all.
Yeah.
Can't stand y'all.
I wish they hadn't have announced Emma so early, but
I mean, I get the pros and cons of it. It's one of those weird things. Like, I get it so she can sort of give her a farewell type thing, but they announced it so early.
Yeah,
like it wasn't like, I guess they wanted to go and get it out the way so it wasn't distracting. Maybe. I don't know, but it was way early.
Yeah, I don't know if it's paid off.
I don't know if it has either. But anyway, Tottenham this weekend. I believe it is a home match, isn't it?
I don't even know. I'm behind.
I believe
it is
Thursday, not this weekend.
Yeah, we play them at 1:30, and it's at the Bridge.
At the Bridge. So, yeah. Oh, I guess we got to predict the Westham match too, since that's on Sunday. We're not having a podcast in between, so we got to predict. All right. So Tottenham, who you got, Jason, in this lovely, lovely match?
Dude, man. Okay, is Tottenham playing City before? Nope, they're playing us first. Okay. Man, I think we can be up for this game, actually.
We beat them last time?
Which means we won't be. Yeah, we barely broke down a 10-man Tottenham last time.
Jason, but we won like 4-1, dude. Come on, brother.
Starting in the 80th minute. I actually think we can be up for this, but I don't know if it'll be as high scoring as the Arsenal game that they just lost to. I'm gonna say 2-1, and I'm gonna say we win. But I could also see it being a draw. But I want us to beat Tottenham really badly, and I think we can be up for it. And I think we even with the Arsenal loss, we kind of are riding like a really nice wave into the end of the season. And that doesn't mean that we're not capable of effing it up. But I want to believe we can still ride the wave, and so I'm gonna go 2-1.
Here, I think this is gonna be a high scoring match because
awesome.
No Thiago Silva. We have no right back, which means Son is gonna be ruthless. We have no center backs. I'm assuming we're gonna go with the Monaco pairing, which is Doomsday Device number 1. Our pivot will actually be good this match. Palmer, Madueke, Jackson. I'm gonna say Sterling is back in there maybe this week. So Ooh.
I can just see it being one of those sloppy, like, things don't really happen in front of goal like they should.
3-3 draw.
Boom. Okay.
3-3
Yeah.
draw. I think
Okay.
it's gonna be. It's either gonna be 2-2 or 3-3. It's gonna be up there, man.
Yeah, I could
just
totally
don't-
see
'cause
it being a 2-2.
They don't. They're leaky. We're leaky. It's a derby.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah. All right. So that is Thursday night football this week. And then we get a Sunday. Oh, isn't it like a 8 a.m. game? Whoa. Maybe follow us on our socials. I don't know if Jason has anything going on at 8 o'clock Sunday morning. I may or may not. I have not gotten my daughter's soccer schedule for the weekend yet, but maybe
No,
there's a chance.
I should be good.
We could live stream. There is a chance we will live stream. Follow
Yeah,
our
I
socials.
should be fine.
We will live stream if Daniel's daughter does not play at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. In soccer. So, football.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
has-
say it one more time because for some reason my spreadsheet isn't.
I said
Super
I need to
great.
re-say my Tottenham score.
Yeah, you're 3-3.
3-3. You're 2-1. Unless you changed to 2-2.
Dude, man,
'Cause
you
said
really
both.
came. You really came close to.
I come close all the time, Jason, but just no
You,
cigar, man.
man, I will just say though, you've come close the last 2 times because you predicted 6-1 against Arsenal and then 2-1 against Villa.
Oh man. To be
I
fair, the 6-1
predicted
after-
a 3-0 loss against Arsenal and a 3-0 loss against Villa.
You
So,
predicted 3-0 loss against Villa?
yeah, I was mad after the
Oh yeah,
Arsenal
you were
game.
mad from the Arsenal match. Yeah.
I'm
All right,
getting too
Wes-
emotional here.
West Ham. All right, I am going to go with. I'll do West Ham first since you did Tottenham first.
Okay.
I'm going to take your score for the Tottenham match and I'm going to apply it to the West Ham match. We win 2-1. We owe them from earlier in the season.
Yeah.
We win 2-1.
God, see what's weird is that like I can feel us possibly like drawing West Ham just because that's the type of team we draw, and we tend to play outside of Arsenal. We tend to play the other teams pretty well, or the bigger teams pretty well. Not that
Well,
West Ham's doing like that.
I've been
badly
saying, aren't
this
they
year.
ahead of us in the table right now?
For now,
Yes,
we
they
have
are.
some games in hand.
We do have 2 games in hand, but technically for now they're ahead of us in the table.
Yeah, but like that just means we'll play to their level. Yeah,
Which
this is gonna
mid.
this is gonna be weird. I want to go 2-2 West Ham.
I can see. Wait, 2-2 West Ham or 2-2 draw? But
2-2 draw. I'm getting old and tired.
oh man, yeah, I feel you. on
Is the
that,
West
man.
Ham a home game? Or West Ham game a home game?
I believe so. Let me pull it back up. I just had it pulled up. Yep, it's home.
Cool.
Yeah. So well, I mean, here's the thing. We shit the bed against Tottenham at home, and then we shit the bed against West Ham at home. At least we get to hear the fans boo Poch this time. I mean, there's a
True.
plus.
Yeah,
I mean, that'll be nice. So
True.
at least if we shit the bed in these 2 games, we have something to look forward to.
yeah.
So
How do you feel while I'm looking at the thing, right? We have 48 points on the season.
mm-hmm.
Last season at this stage we had 39. Last season we scored 44 the entire season. So overall improvement on the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an overall improvement. I still think
Yeah.
if we weren't so flaccid in defense, we'd be a lot
Yeah.
better. You know, if we were rock hard back there, solid in the back, you know.
Yeah, if we were really up for it every game.
Yeah, if we were up for it, you know.
Yeah. Had
We would
the stamina.
have the stamina, you know. To lead
If
the
our
way.
defense could just hold out and last a long time, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah, for 90 minutes. I mean, just
I mean, yeah.
going at it for 90 minutes.
Just being dependable,
Yeah,
not blowing it.
that's right. Don't blow. They blow it every match. Too early. They blow it too early.
They prematurely just let in so many goals. That was too on the nose. That one wasn't as good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. But yeah, I don't remember what the original thing was. Oh yeah, we were talking about how terrible our defense was. But yeah, our defense is trash. So I don't know.
These next games will be interesting, though.
They will be. They will be. I mean, we'll see. I don't really like at this point in time. I don't really care because we have the conference league to play for. I mean, like,
but that's what we haven't won yet.
That's it. The European treble. So
that is a reason to get excited.
I guess we'll get excited about the damn conference league, Jason. The green one. That's all I know. You got the green. The Champions League's blue. The Europa League is orange. The conference green's freaking green. So we'll go for the freaking green league, I guess.
Green league, baby.
Come on, green league.
Hey, this is all we have to live for the next many years. So
I've been reduced as a Chelsea fan to cheering for the effing green league every year. This is stupid.
We started this podcast at the right time, baby.
Like, look, if somebody wants to do a social experiment, like I was listening to a Joe Rogan clip today, and somebody asked him like how long it took him like for his podcast, like he started making money. It's like 10 years. And I'm like, that's exactly right. I was like, well, Jason Meir in year 2. I was
8 years ago.
8 years ago, just along with Boley and them. So that's the thing is like, it'd just be funny if somebody gets back there and these two guys start a podcast. And it's going to be for 10 years before we make it big. So in 10 years, we'll look back and be like, these two guys started at the worst possible time ever when the worst administration took over. They tried to burn the club to the ground. How did these two guys make it? Damn it, we're going to persevere through the Todd Bowley years. This is a black stain on our club, or black eye on our club, but Jason, we're here to take you through it.
All of us Chelsea fans making content right now, we're the real Chelsea fans.
That's true. That is true. We wouldn't be here if we didn't love the club. Trust us.
Right.
I mean, at this point in time, I'm a almost 40-year-old man, and I would much rather be in bed right now. But here I am with my best friend recording a podcast.
And that's the thing that keeps me going most of the time. And
it's the only thing that keeps me going.
Not the badge, really, but most of the time. I mean, it's been harder this year for sure.
Yep. It is crazy. Thank God we didn't have European football this year.
But even worse for us.
Yeah. But anyway, so Sunday we will tweet out or zeet out or whatever the hell you do these days. Post, I think is what it's technically called. On our socials, about if we're gonna live stream. We'll tweet a little link out there into the Zetasphere, over there on X.
Gross.
But yeah, I didn't think of it that way, but now that you bring it up, yeah. But yeah, like I said, live streaming is still to be determined. I don't know. When's the last match of the year? What's the date? The 20-something?
The 19th or something.
Oh, is it the 9th?
I'm looking it up. It is the 19th against Bournemouth.
Is that a Sunday?
I don't know. Yep.
I probably won't be able to watch it.
Oh,
Wait.
No.
Wait, hold on. Let me look at the dates. No, I will get to watch it. We're fine. Oh. No. I'm going to be in Nashville. I will live stream from my hotel room. What time is our match? I'm assuming it's like 10 o'clock that day or something.
Talk to your wife first.
Oh, it's Sunday morning. We don't have anything till Sunday night. So.
It's a 10 a.m. match.
Okay, she'll probably want to go to freaking brunch.
Do brunch.
I will probably be hungover too. I will probably be hungover too. So
do brunch. We'll
talk about it. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk. I'll be in my hotel room.
We'll talk off camera.
Yeah. Talk off. I think I have a balcony at that hotel room too. I can put downtown Nashville in the background. As we watch the match and live stream
with some mimosas.
With some mimosas, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna figure out this live streaming. We're going to do some more stuff with it over the summer. Maybe Jason, I can convince him. Guys, y'all comment down below. I can convince him to do transfer roundups every week live.
Only if we get comments.
Hey, that's right. Get this video to 100 likes, and Jason does a transfer roundup live every week.
You can tell we watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, you can tell we watch way too much.
You can also tell what YouTube's become. It's just a bunch of
Yeah.
whoring out yourself.
Yeah. I will whore myself out to you guys and gals so Jason can get on the live stream every week and has to listen to me rant about transfers and sit there and wish, he wasn't there. But 100 likes. Just remember on this video, 100 likes. Jason, tell these people where they can find us.
Hey,
so
look,
they can get that, so we get the likes up. I'll need the likes up.
Yeah. Look, what we probably need to do is combine the likes from like all the things over the course of like a week.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna go put out this video is gonna have so many shorts. Like it's not even like I'm gonna have like 100 shorts out with that
Gonna
one
game
clip.
the system.
And then I'm just going to put everything that hits on the algorithm is going to be in the short. Yep. We'll game this.
Okay. To help Daniel game the system, you can find us on Twitter, on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. Like and subscribe. We are
Instagram.
at Red. Yeah. I didn't say that last time. Yeah. We're on the Instagram. At Red White Blues FC. We're also on Substack. So that's our blogging software of choice for now. Daniel writes amazing match reviews, and if we both get to watch the games at the same time, you can see our mental capitulation that happens as we live text each other, or as we text each other, which we're doing live, but you can read later. At our Substack, and that's all at Red White Blues FC. We made it easy for you.
Yep, because Jason's awesome. Made the names super easy for us.
I don't know, man. You keep this place going, so I'm gonna have to help one day.
I totally forgot.
Hey, if we do start making money, like unless I start helping, it's gonna have to be like a 70-30 split. Like you're gonna have to get 70 at least.
No, it's cool, man. I don't like 70. I want 50-50. 50-50.
No.
50-50 or else 50-50 or else this is going to end bad and we won't be best friends anymore. And that's not what I want because I want
We'll talk about it off camera.
I will fight you for 50.
Okay, 100 likes to see me and Daniel fight.
We will fight. Yeah.
It's gonna be me and you come together to fight, and then we're just gonna be so tired. We both are just like, you want to get a beer, and then we just go get a beer.
Yeah, to get a beer. We
or
do
coffee.
We got some cool stuff coming up though. We are gonna shoot an episode from a car this summer. We do have that planned. That much is planned, so we're gonna have some cool stuff. But there's more to come about that. Anyway. Actually, that won't even be this summer. The next season will start by then. Actually, never mind.
That's in the fall. Dude, you said summer, and my like brain, I was smiling, but I was inwardly like, "Holy crap! It's this summer! I can't believe that."
Yeah, no, it's like fall. Yeah, my dates are way off. But anyway, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast at these days. Jason just nicely gave me a nice little nudge to
September 13th.
September 13th. Hey, it's like 2 days after George Bush sent the airplanes into the buildings.
Yeah. Daniel and I are going to start a conspiracy theory podcast where we explore all of these things.
George Bush is responsible for 9/11, or at least that's what I read on Reddit last night.
You said it so confidently, too.
Believe everything you read on Reddit, folks. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. Anything else? That's it.
No.
No.
We're already past my bedtime.
We're way past it. Until next time, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Flippity floppity.